Yes, yes, yes. Hey, welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Jay, and we are about to get started. Yep, I hope somebody likes that. I'm trying to find the right theme song. So I'm doing a test today. If you like it, drop a note in the thing there and let me know. I had to come down a little bit so I could see y'all. All right, let me get that music out of there so we can go ahead and get on the way with today's topic and everything. I like that. That was really a bad tune. I'm trying to figure out. Well, yeah, I got to get me what they call one of those. What they call the things. An intro made up. Yeah, an actual what they call it. DB I'll get it out right in a second. By the way, if you're going to comment, what you got to do, you got to give StreamYard permission to show me your comment. That way I know you're here. And let's go ahead and get started with today's affirmations. And of course, I'm so happy and grateful that I am a millionaire. I'm a money magnet. Money easily flows to me. I live in abundance. Now, that's only 4 out of 20. I got over 20 of some of those. Okay. And I do these every morning. And yes, I do believe in the law of attraction. It's helped me even as far as, what can I say? Business I've had in the past, and I was doing it and didn't know I was doing it. All right. Because actually the movie, The Secret came out years later. Right. So then came The Secret and all these other sequences that people came out with after that. So I'm being nosy as always to make sure that you can see me. I feel a little better when I see myself on my phone. And once I see myself on the phone, I know I'm good to read Jay's quote of today. And Jay's quote of the day is: the price of inaction is far greater than the cost of making a mistake. And that's by Meister Eckhart. Now, these quotes, when I read them, a lot of people just think they're just quotes. No. You've got to take the nuggets out of the quotes when you hear them, right? I'm going to go back and read it again, and I'm going to break it down. The price of inaction, that means not doing anything, okay? The price of inaction is far greater than the cost of making a mistake. Meaning a lot of people, they will not do anything. Example, start a business, because they're afraid, that's the word I said, is that fear, okay, of failing. That's the biggest fear, is they're failing or they're not going to make any money. And here's the latest ones. I don't know why every time I start this program, I get tears in my eyes. I guess there's a meaning to that, and I'll figure it out sooner or later, all right? But anyway, please excuse me. Those of you who've been with me for the last about 10 days, you will notice that I don't know why that seems to happen always. I guess it's a part of the allergies this time of year. But, this quote, and I want you to go back and listen to it later because it makes a lot of sense. And I want you to think about it. If you're one of those people who've been sitting around waiting, right? The price of inaction is costing you not to take action. Your fears are holding you back from succeeding. That's the whole point of that. Okay, now we're going to do part 2 today. But before I do that, I have to let you know that later on today, I've got a schedule right now for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be finally doing that training on branding. And we're only going to talk about branding on your profile because there's different parts to branding. But you got to start with the what we call the 3-second introduction. Because normally, if you meet someone, you've got 3 seconds to impress. So number one, you're going to impress with your dress, how you dress from head to toe. That's the first impression. So the ice breaks a little bit. And then, of course, it's going to be your actions and then what comes out of your mouth. I'll get deep on that. But that's when you're meeting somebody in person. Now, your profile or your timeline, this is your introduction to someone meeting you online and them making a decision as to whether to friend you or not friend you. So these are the kind of things we're going to go into. But you got to be a member of J Seven Figure Club. That's my coaching group, because you're not going to get it outside of that. Okay? All right, there's a lot more stuff up in there, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. So today's topic for the day is why focusing on your personal growth now is more important than ever. And this is part 2. Please forgive me. You know, I know that when you're on the air, there's not supposed to be any silence, but of course I got to get to where I'm supposed to be. And again, my apology, but my screen is to my left, not above me, like they do on TV, right? You know what? Come to think of it, I'm gonna have to go on Amazon and see if I can't find out what I can do to correct that. That way I'm always looking right at you, almost. You know, here's the one thing, let me change. President Obama, a lot of people hear his speeches and whatnot, and yes, he is a great speaker, but you have to understand, he's able to see that because there are 2 screens that you and I can't see. They're either on the side of him or in the front of him, where he has become very good at learning to read. Most of your politicians do that, not just him, all right? So anybody you thought was a great speaker, I guarantee you that there's some notes somewhere that they're actually reading from. So, again, the young lady that wrote this, I always like to give people credit. Or I'm sorry, Michael Pietrzak. And I hope I pronounced it right. And we're on part 2. We ended yesterday. The last sentence was, stop every minute of attention that you focus on events outside your influence is the minute you're not investing in your personal growth and happiness. So we kind of went over focus and stuff yesterday. And today we're going to go over create your growth strategy. Create your growth strategy. Now, again, we're back to those quotes. And this is what I love about this article, because at the beginning of every section, there's a quote like this one says, it's more important to know where you are going than to get there quickly. I'm gonna read that again. It's more important to know where you are going. No, I'm sorry, it says where you are. I would have said where you're going. Okay, where you are going than to get there quickly. Do not mistake activity for achievement. That was heavy. I like that. So, and the article goes on to say 2020 will surely be remembered as the most rapid changing year in our lives. And I think to any person that's even up to the age of 100, they never thought they would see a year like 2020 or the beginning of 2021. Because 2020 was definitely a way of changing the way we live and the way we do business. Okay, and it's getting better, but we're not quite out of the woods yet. Once you see the opportunity that this shift's laying at your at our feet, you will want to act. But jumping in without a plan is a bad idea. Doing anything without a plan is a bad idea. Trust me. And I love this. You can't hit a target that you can't see. So it's important to set your goals and create a plan that will give you the best chance of reaching them. Now, I think that kind of makes sense for itself. Let's just say, as an example, that you plan on taking let's say you live in New Jersey, okay? And you're going to take a road trip to California. You really want to drive because you want to see the country, okay? And there's a number of routes to get you there. One of them, of course, is Route 66, okay? You've got 2 weeks. So that means that you have got to plan your days out to details, even what you're going to see along the way, where you're going to stay, how much you're going to, you see where I'm going? Okay, well, it's no different with example if you're starting a business. Now, I'm using business because the majority of you watching me are entrepreneurs, okay? So It's important to set your goals, then create a plan that will give you the best chance of reaching them. How do you actually do that? And what should you focus on? Here are some excellent tools that will help you craft your plan. And number one is reflect on your life. Okay. Now it says here the CEO or politicians first step into the role, they don't immediately start barking out commands. They focus their first days and weeks on briefings and key meetings. I think you just saw that with President Joe Biden. Okay, that will allow them to get a lay of the land. When it comes to our own life and personal growth, it would be a bad idea to get busy without having a clear picture of reality. Okay, and I like that because a lot of people come online, they start a business, and right away, the first thing out of their mouth, they want to make 6 figures a year. Okay, excuse me. So they want to make 6 figures a year. Well, why not make in the high 5 figures a year first, and then move on the next year to making 6 figures a year? There's some people come online never make 6 figures. Okay, so planning is a very important part of it. Now it says reflection means holding a mirror up to a situation or ourselves so that we can see reality clearly. And the best way to reflect on ourselves is through a journal. The act of writing down our anxieties and fears, your hopes and dreams, and simply reviewing your day will bring sharp clarity to your life. So what they're telling you to do is to make a picture of you. Make a picture of you, where you're at right now, what you feel that your talents are that you can use in your business, because what you don't have, of course, you can always get, all right, by waves of something we call virtual assistant, because what you don't know, there are people that know it. You just have to tap into that source, okay, or some people call it outsourcing. Then it says Jim Rohn, one of the founders of the modern personal development movement, knew that daily journaling not only brings clarity to our life, but helps us to solve problems. You can only write down the same complaints about your life for so many days in a row before the discomfort forces you to change. A lot of us, and I believe this from success, and we say it over and over, your success in business, a large part of it is personal development. You have to work on you, which will also reflect on your business, which will make you successful in business. And I pray that makes sense, okay? Ron also knew that as we practice the craft of writing, we get it better. We get better at it, I'm sorry. As we improve, so does our communications. Clear writing requires clear thinking, and when our mind is sharper, we not only get better at expressing ourselves, but at articulating our goals and deepest desires. Okay, when we reflect on our lives through the act of journaling, we gain the clarity to see where we may be living out of alignment and our highest values and how to fix that. So basically, by journalizing, you're getting a clear picture of you, where you're at, and where you want to go with the talents that you have. Right? Because I'm one of these people. I don't know if everybody read the book. Gosh, it won't come in right now. But I believe in the power within. In other words, that we're all born with everything that we need inside of us to be able to be successful. The problem is most of us don't use what we got. Okay, because we're always looking at someone else instead of looking at the talents that God gave us to use. Okay? So keep this in mind. All answers are inside of you that you need to be successful. It's just that you have to learn how to tap into them to be able to do that. And that's a whole nother day, but I'm just trying to give you an idea where you need to go. I pray that helps somebody. Okay, so the number 2 is cultivate your growth mindset. And Bruce Lee wrote, there are no limits, there are only plateaus. Oh, I guess we know why he was the best at his craft at that time in history. Harvard researcher Carol Dweck says that there are 2 types of people. Those with a fixed mindset believe that we're born with a a finite amount of talent and trying to improve ourselves is futile. They believe that the best strategy is to avoid mistakes at all costs in order to look good. You know, I look at that and I think about myself, and I'm being very honest when I say this. My grandfather was a truck driver all of his life. My father was a truck driver, okay, uh, all of his life. Two of my uncles were drivers. So guess what I grew up believing that I would be for the rest of my life? A truck driver. That was the mindset that I had. Now, thank God I was smart enough to join the Army when I was 17. Excuse me. And in the Army, you get an opportunity to learn different things. And back then, you could test different occupations within the military, right? You weren't just stuck with the first one that you chose. All right. So we have to be able to do research and some apprenticeships, if possible, to find out where we are. Okay. What's best for us? What makes us shine? But success readers adopt a growth mindset, knowing that the solution to every problem is either within us or in a book or a magazine, an inspiring video, or the mind of a mentor. This type of person is constantly questioning his or her limits, knowing that these self-imposed and with the knowledge of focused action can be surpassed again and again. And, you know, I say that because in the military, I was in military finance. That was my specialty. When I got out, the first thing I did was I sold new cars, and then went from new cars, I opened my first business. And I'm going to tell you right now, other than what I saw in magazines and on TV, I didn't really know anything about clothes. You know, I knew how to buy them because I loved clothes back then. So everything I learned was on the fly, and thank God I had two good mentors that were able to assist me in learning quick enough that I was able to get into profits very quickly, and I didn't lose my shirt. Okay, so anything in life that you want to do, you can do. It's just a matter of one word. It's the how to. And this is what I love about mentoring and coaching. I love to teach how to. Okay? Because if you teach enough people how to, such as how to fish, I'm going to the good book, all right, then people are able to take care of themselves and actually see the good things in life and experience the good things in life that God meant you to do. Now, I'm going to just ask you, all right, some of you want to write in the comments, you can, but how many people do you know have been to Paris or Rome, or for that matter, Niagara Falls? Okay? Or, well, I've never been to Moscow. I've even seen the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I feel I was blessed to see the Dead Sea and the River of Jordan in Israel. So, you know, if I hadn't opened my mind to the possibilities, it would have never happened. This is my point. Okay, so the world is wide open, and we're all a part of that world. All right, I know I'm getting a little deep here. My apology. Decide to adopt a growth mindset is a powerful component of strategy to accelerate your personal growth. Why? Because for thousands of years, humanity's top achievers have known that what you think is what you get. In other words, the thoughts that occupy your mind most of the time will be made to manifest. You know, it's funny. I just listened to a personal development tape this morning, and the gentleman said the same exact thing. The thoughts that occupy your mind the most of the time will be made to manifest. Okay, so in other words, we're pre-programming our mind for success. That's why negative thoughts are dangerous. Afraid of being poor, you'll struggle financially. Worried about losing your health, there it goes. Okay, so now this I've seen, how do you say, firsthand. If you focus, and I always tell my kids this, right? My sons, right? If you focus on negative, you'll get negative. If you say I can't, guess what? You cannot. It's just not going to happen. All right. So these are the things that sound like they're little, but they're a big part of you being successful in your life. It says, but a positive mindset is the fastest way to overcome your limits. Know that you'll be successful, then your success is assured. Our mind is a manifesting machine, but it runs on the fuel we put in. Now, you know those affirmations I always say at the beginning of the show? Guess what those affirmations are? Those affirmations, they're fuel. Okay? I say them every morning and every night. In fact, I went so far, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear this because I'm not hooked up to a microphone. I'm going to try. You know what I did? I sat down, took the time, and I found some meditation music. And then what I actually did, I made my own tape. I'm going to try to put it near the mic and see if I'm not going to play all of it, but possibly you might be able to hear it. I'll turn the speaker up as much as I can. I am that I am. I am so happy and grateful that my whole family woke up today, that they're all safe and healthy. All right. I don't know how much of y'all can hear that. I'm not going to go on because there's about 20 of them there. But this is how I'll play it, and then I'll say it, and then I'll play it again, and I'll say it. If you hear some crying, my little ones are over here, meaning I've got a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old out there behind me, okay? But my point is, you have got to work on being positive every day of your life. It's a task. You're going to have things come up. As an example, I found out 2 days ago that my oldest sister was in a hospital with COVID-19, okay, or the coronavirus, however you want to call it. And that just threw me off, all right? But after her and I had a conversation and we know who we believe in, then I was able to get my mind back to normal, to be able to focus. All right. Now, number 3, focus on the hustle. It says talent is cheaper than table salt. What separates a talented individual from the successful one is a lot of hard work, and that was put out by Stephen King. It says there has been no better time in the last century to start a business than now. Millions of companies are closing their doors. Whether you or your loved ones have been directly affected or not, you can't help but feel heartbroken. And yet it is reality. The economy is reorganizing itself daily before your eyes as old ways of doing things become impossible and new solutions are invented. This is why I picked this article, because I want you to realize that even though it looks like we're in bad times, everything is changing. So this is an opportunity for you to change right along with it. Don't miss this opportunity. Okay, this is for a lot of people. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, especially if you've ever thought about owning your own business. Okay, not just business. Oh, can you imagine what's going to happen with real estate? For those that are sitting there with money. Now it says, if you want to thrive, you'll need to adapt yourself to a new world, change the way you work. For many people, this means that hanging onto a salary job with your fate in hands of another person or faceless HR department is a risky strategy. Transitioning fully into entrepreneurship right away might not be the right move for you, but diversifying your income stream with a side hustle, meaning a plan B, all right, or having your own business, can insulate you from crises like the one we're living through right now. Okay, so basically what they're saying is some people like their job. That's good. It's okay to like your job. Stay with your job. But darn, have a plan B. I can remember, what was it, 2008, when they had the big crash there. A number of people lost their pensions, right? that have worked 40 some years and suddenly were standing there with nothing. A plan B would have changed that. And keep this in mind. What would an extra $500 to $1,000 a month do for your household? Even if you work a job. Think about that, okay? Okay, it says, but how do you choose the right side hustle? I'm not going to go into that because there's a lot of different things. This I will say. It says here, focus on what you love doing, play to your strengths, decide on your hedgehog concept. I'm not going to go deep into that now. Basically, the thing is, again, we're back to the word planning. I'm watching my time here. Let's see, I'm over by a couple of minutes. Bear with me. Partners with allies. It says, this is an old African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And see, this is what I love about network marketing. That, in fact, that sums it up right there. That sums it up right there. Okay. Building a business without partners is hard. Building a life without partners is practically impossible. How much of a role you give these partners in your life or business depends on your personal style. But knowing that having someone on board with you can more than double your growth, personal or professional. Partners keep us accountable and energized, and ideally are strong where we are weak. Great partnership delivers results. I think that's enough of that paragraph right here because I'm kind of out of time, so I'm speeding. I think I'm on the last one. Yeah, I'm on the last one right now. Okay. My apologies for going over, but this is a deep subject. Manage your time. Now, I think we talked about that the other day. Quote by Leo Tazu. Time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. That's heavy. Okay. Many plans fail precisely because we haven't taken the time to think about how we want to spend our most valuable and most infinite asset, which is your time. For most people, this pandemic has radically altered how we spend our days and maybe even created more free time, probably less if you have kids. Whatever the case, we're being invited to reevaluate what's important in our lives. And then it goes on to say, this is great. During a forced introspection, take the time to constantly decide how you will use your daily 86,400 seconds. We're going back to write it down in your journal. How you currently spend your day, minute by minute, then create your ideal daily schedule as you work to close the gap between the two lifestyles. Now, I'll tell you this, especially being an entrepreneur, you have to have a DMO, daily method of operation, okay? Daily method of operation. You can't get out that bed in the morning winging it. You got to know, you got to have that to-do list we talked about, or I like to call it my power list. You got to write down let's say what you believe you need to do, and then you go back and you write your top 5. You circle your top 5, the things that you have to get done that day. Okay. And I pray that it helps somebody. Again, my apologies for going over. We do have a part 3. I will finish that out tomorrow. Okay. And part 3 is called Taking Action. So we'll definitely go ahead and fill that one out tomorrow. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to get back to where, let me say hello to Fred. And Fred says he's from Africa. He said he knows that proverb. Thank you, sir. I pray that somebody's gotten something out of this and that you will use it to further and better yourself. Now, again, to get more, what you need to do is go and join my group, which is Jay's 7-Figure Club. You see it running right across the bottom of the screen. You're going to have 2 or 3 questions there, okay? And join me. Again, we'll be doing training at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I pray that you'll be there for that, all right? I like to end it this way today. I believe in my heart, if you take the words that I put out to you and you actually start putting some of these things into action, that I will definitely see you at the top. And for those that you know, just take it as words. All I can say is, God bless you, and we'll be waving to you from the top. All right. And again, Fred, thanks for checking in. I hope to see you again tomorrow. God bless. Goodbye.